I refuse to babysit my sister's kids anymore, and now my family thinks I'm a jerk. I, 16M, live at home with my parents, and recently my 24-year-old sister moved back in after a rough divorce. She has 3 kids, a 4-year-old daughter, and twin boys who are almost 2. Ever since she returned, it's been kind of assumed that I'll just help out and watch them. And to be honest, I've said no from the beginning. It's not like I hate my niece and nephews. I actually like playing with them, reading them stories, and just being a cool uncle. But when it comes to full-on babysitting, especially watching all 3 of them, that's where I draw the line. It's not something I signed up for, and I've made that clear. Still, my sister doesn't take no for an answer. She tries to guilt-trip me by grabbing her coat and pretending she's heading out, waiting for me to stop her. My response? Cool. When's the babysitter getting here? Cue the arguments. Things got worse after some recent events. Won't go into detail here. But now she can't drop the kids at their dad's place on weekends and basically has them 24/7. My parents were helping at first since they work from home, but they're getting tired too. Now it's all on me to step up and be a better brother and uncle. I tried compromising. I said if she asked in advance, I could maybe watch the 4-year-old for a couple of hours once in a while, but not the twins. They're a lot, and I have no idea how to care for toddlers. Plus, I've got online school and a part-time job at a grocery store. It's not like I'm just sitting around all day. She lost it, said I was selfish, that family should help each other, and I owe it to her. I snapped and told her she chose to have kids. I didn't choose to be her unpaid nanny. Now the whole house is cold. Everyone's mad, and I'm just trying to live my life without being dragged into a parenting role at 16. Ever since that fight, the house has been weird. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet in that awkward, cold kind of way. You know when no one's yelling, but everyone's mad? That. My sister doesn't really talk to me unless she has to. My mom sighs a lot when she passes me in the hallway. And my dad just keeps saying stuff like, we all need to help each other out, while conveniently doing absolutely nothing himself. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells in my own house. It's like I'm not allowed to be a teenager anymore. I'm supposed to be a third parent just because I'm there. But no one asked if I could handle it. No one asked if I wanted that responsibility. What makes it worse is that I love those kids. Like, genuinely. They're adorable, and I'm their uncle. I want to be there for them. But being around toddlers nonstop, it's exhausting. They cry, they scream, they break things, and honestly, I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't want to mess up and do something wrong. I'm just a kid myself. I tried explaining that again. Told my parents that school's been rough lately, and working part-time on top of that is already pushing me. I said, I'm tired too. I need breaks too. My dad just nodded and walked away. My mom said, we're all tired. It's like no one hears me. Now I spend most of my time in my room. I plug in my headphones and zone out. But the guilt still creeps in, especially when I hear my sister is struggling. I don't want her to fail, and I don't want the kids to suffer. But I also don't want to lose myself just trying to keep everyone else afloat. So I'm stuck in this middle ground, where I either give in and lose all my time and energy, or stand my ground and keep being seen as the selfish one. Things hit a boiling point last weekend. It was a Saturday, and I had planned to study for an online exam. I had Monday. I'd been putting off all week because of work, and this was really my only chance of focus. So I sat down, opened my laptop, and finally started getting into the zone. Then I heard the knock. Not a polite knock. More like a, hey, you're about to be dragged into something kind of knock. My sister stood at my door, already halfway dressed like she was about to go out. Can you just watch them for 2 hours? She asked. Please. I need to get groceries, and I just need a break. She looked tired, not just physically, but like someone who hadn't had a proper moment to breathe in weeks. Her eyes were sunken. Her voice was shaky. And for a second, I almost gave in. But I asked, did you plan this in advance? She hesitated. No, but... Then I can't, I said. I have stuff too. You can't just assume I'll drop everything. That was it. She snapped. She started crying. She yelled that I was being selfish, that I lived here rent-free, that I didn't know what stress really was, and that I was watching her drown and doing nothing to help. And yeah, that hit hard. I didn't yell back. I just stood there, speechless, because part of me wanted to help her. But another part felt like she'd stopped seeing me as her brother and started seeing me as a backup babysitter. Later that night, my mom came into my room. She didn't yell. She just said, "You're right to have your boundaries, but your sister's falling apart. And whether it's fair or not, sometimes family needs us even when we're not ready." Now I don't know what to feel. I'm angry. I'm guilty. I'm confused. Am I being a bad brother? Or just a teenager trying not to lose himself? The next morning, I woke up early, earlier than I usually do on weekends, and heard the twins crying. Loud, painful crying. The kind where you can hear the frustration, like their little worlds were falling apart. I peeked out into the hallway. My sister was in the kitchen, holding one of the twins while the other sat in a high chair screaming. Her hair was messy, her shirt was stained, and she looked like she hadn't slept at all. My 4-year-old niece was tugging at her leg, asking for Juice Cartoon something. And then it happened. She just dropped to the floor, still holding the twin, and started crying with them. Not yelling, not complaining, just crying. Quiet, tired, defeated tears. I froze. That moment hit me harder than anything she had said during our fights. Because suddenly, she didn't look like the sister who'd been bossing me around for free babysitting. She looked like someone absolutely alone, doing her best and still drowning. I walked into the kitchen slowly and just said, "I'll take the baby." She looked up, surprised. Her eyes were red. She didn't say anything, just handed me her son and wiped her face. I didn't plan to babysit that morning. I still had a ton of studying to do, but I made them some breakfast, sat on the floor with them, and let my niece show me every single drawing she'd made that week. The twins eventually calmed down, giggled a little, and honestly, it didn't feel like babysitting. It just felt like being there. Later, my sister pulled me aside. She said, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pushed you like that. I just didn't know what else to do." I nodded. I get it, but I'm not a parent. I can help, but I can't be the answer to everything. She hugged me. It was the first real hug we'd shared since she moved back. The end. If you are new to this channel, then subscribe for more new videos.